Hello, hello, Kim Patton here. I'm doing a book review today on one of my favorite authors, Seth Haines. He wrote the book of Waking Up. This is his second book. His first book was Coming Clean, a memoir about realizing that he had a problem with alcohol and coming clean. I can't talk about Seth and not talk about Amber, his wife. She wrote Wild in the Hollow. She recently just kind of got back into writing on social media, and she sends out an email newsletter, and I love it. She's such a good writer. She's kind of like the jaw-dropping writer where you're like, I want to read everything you write and listen to everything you say. So I follow both Seth and Amber online, on Instagram, and they're both really creative and wonderful Christians, not just for their beliefs and the way they talk about their beliefs, but because they're so honest and they kind of let it all show. They're not afraid of being an honest Christian, and I really, really appreciate that because I think we need more honest Christians. So let me talk about the book. As you can see, I made a ton of bookmarks. I never, ever, ever do this. I am a fast-ish reader, meaning I love to complete things. So I don't like to make notes, and I don't like to stop, and I really don't use these tabs very often. But with his, I just felt like there was a lot of really, really good little tiny things, and I wanted just to remember what he was talking about. So I did. I went through the book, and there were so many things that really stuck out to me. First of all, his first book was about realizing that he had a problem with alcohol, and it was in the middle of a treacherous journey with his son's health. So we find him at a really low point, and he kind of diaries and journals through the mess of just figuring out how to sit and be still with God and with his pain. And it was really good. It was a really good memoir. But this book is not a memoir. It's packed full of like research. Like, he went and traveled for years, probably on book tour and just talking to people about coming clean and addiction, and then he just realized that there was so much more to being sober than just saying no to alcohol. So the most fascinating thing about this book that I love is that he talks about taking wine at communion and how if you're truly sober, you wouldn't have any wine, right? Ever? No wine ever. But maybe this is giving it away. But he realizes, as you're going through the book, he realizes that being sober is more than just saying no to our addictions. It's realizing where your pain is and why it's there and what are you going to do about it. So he takes communion and he drinks a little bit of wine, and it's that wine that connects him to what he calls the divine love, which is the love of God, which is so beautiful. So I love that he's just smart like that, and he figured out, are we really living fully awake? Are we really living our full lives? Or are we just coping? Are we using our crutches to get through life? And he's right. He's so right. There's a lot of times in the book where I had to like stop and think, okay, what am I addicted to? And I'm addicted to things. I'm not going to tell you all right now. If you know me, you probably know what I would say. So it was just a really important read for me right now. I think anybody who can kind of make me think about original ideas, like something I've never thought about, he put a ton of work into this book. And I'm glad he did. I'm glad he took the time to do the research and do the hard work. And he was very careful with his words. One of the funniest things to me was he kept talking about the pleasure of our addictions, and he called it the whiz bang. And when I first read that, I was like, whiz bang, really? Oh, whiz bang, whiz bang, whiz bang. And he repeated it a lot, and I was like laughing. But then, I mean, really, the more he talked about it and the more he kept bringing it up, I'm like, he's dead on. That's what we live for. Whether it's like the click of social media, or for some people, there's really dark addictions, pornography, drugs, alcohol, and we just all want that high. We all want that little spark, and we all want to feel better because life is really hard. So, Seth, in the end, I was okay with your word choice with whiz bang. I got a little, I had to get used to it, but I loved it. I felt like it really worked. So I definitely recommend this book. Once again, Seth Haines, The Book of Waking Up. Follow him on social media, and hopefully he'll keep writing, because I think he's got words to say that we need to hear. So, thanks for listening.